At Sportsbook, let's look ahead to some of this weekend's NFL action. Graziano, I'm starting with you. Josh Allen, passing touchdowns, 1.5 more or less against Denver.
I think I said less, but I'm not sure why I would have said that. I think Denver's defense is good. Maybe Josh runs one in, or maybe Josh runs two in. I like him to score here. I'll go with less just because Pat Surtain and how they limit the passing game.
All right, EJ, let's go to another great quarterback. Justin Herbert, passing yards. His number is 224.5. You going more or less?
I'll go less here, and the main reason is because Houston Texans already average about 201 on the season, and they're also number one in the league as far as pass rush. They have a great job of getting after the passer. That's going to be a tough part, and I think they'll try to get some 7, 8-man protections to allow Herbert to move up in the pocket like this, but ultimately he's under here.
Yeah, they may just run the ball the entire day. And then, Lewis, let's go to Lamar. 271.5 against the Steelers of total offense, more or less.
I'm going to say less because of the fact that in the passing game, no Zay Flowers, that takes away a big part of their catch and run, although they still have some heavy hitters on the outside, and Mark Andrews will still be there. The reason why I really say this, though, to kind of sum it all up, is the fact that this needs to be one of those games where immediately they come out and this becomes a King Henry type game. This becomes one where he takes control of it, and Mike Tomlin really doesn't have an answer for it. Or at least that's the way that I think they're going to try and play it. And Lamar doesn't have to carry the game on his own shoulders like he does so many.
We're going to make fights, and the Steelers give the Ravens a hard time.
They do.
And you did the Ravens last game.
Yep.
And what were the Browns people saying to you about how you beat the Ravens?
Yeah, well, we were talking to their defensive players and talking to Myles Garrett in particular, who, by the way, is just fantastic as far as how he thinks about the game. And he said himself, Baltimore's problem is Baltimore, not anyone else. He thinks that the team is stacked. He thinks they're ready to go on a run. Somehow, some way, though, every year when it's really all on the line, he feels as though they lose their character. They get outside of character. Things get tight, and people start doing things that they haven't done all season long. As long as he said, look, what makes Lamar so great from a defensive perspective is that when you watch him play, you literally are looking through his helmet and watching him. He's smiling and playing like he's playing on Thanksgiving Day in his backyard. He has that kind of mentality as the game is going on and making such big-time throws the way you are, but have that kind of mentality. He loses, looked like he's getting, early on in that Cleveland game that we just did, he was frustrated because they were behind the sticks. They weren't able to convert. When you start getting him in that way, when he starts looking tense, that's when things are about to get off the rails.
And no Zay Flowers again for those just joining us. That's a factor.
Which is really important. That's his go-to guy in the quick game when he's trying to get the ball out of his hands fast. That's not having him is going to matter.
So maybe this becomes a Derrick Henry game. On the other side, EJ, the struggles of the Steelers offense, I mean, frankly, as one who kind of tends to root for them, it's painful to watch. Everything just looks so hard that they are trying to do. I've had it suggested here that maybe we need to see a little more of Justin Fields on Saturday night. Do you want to see it?
I would like to see Justin Fields, but I don't want to see him in packages because based off the conversation we had yesterday's show, and Dan was saying, well, maybe put Justin Fields in on first down. I'm cool with that, but keep him in because then you kill the rhythm of either Justin Fields, if he's going to be your guy, and you certainly kill the rhythm of Russell Wilson. If I'm Russell Wilson, I hate that decision. So ultimately, you do need a spark on offense. They have to be better against this Raven offense because I agree with you. Like Lamar does have some moments where he does falter, but I think now, this point in the season, as good of a year that he's had, he's going to ball out. So I would expect maybe you get a spark with Justin Fields, have some runs, but ultimately, if you do put him in the game, let him play. Let him figure it out.
Do you want to see Justin Fields in this game?
Look, I absolutely do because I think Baltimore now, especially with the changes they made in their secondary, now with Kyle Hamilton playing free safety, they are going to keep a lid on the deep passing game. Okay, they're not going to let Russell Wilson run some standard play action on 1st and 10 and just bombs away with George Pickens. They're just not going to do it. It's not going to be there. They're going to have some light boxes for a quarterback who is mobile to go ahead and exploit. That's where Justin would thrive.
Quick final word.
Yeah, talking to people there, the coaching staff's going to have Justin Fields ready to go. Like for however much they decide to use him, however much they feel like they need to use him, he's going to be prepared to play a role in this game. Be interesting to see. They know their run game's better when he's on the field.
You see the clean sweep to the National Football League, and by far the most important story of the day, the continuing tragedy in Los Angeles with these wildfires. And the Rams and Vikings, not surprisingly, their game. Dan Graziano joins us has been moved from Los Angeles because of that. What are the details that we can share
It'll
here?
be played on Monday night at State Farm Stadium, the home of the Arizona Cardinals in Glendale, Arizona, still at 8 p.m. Eastern as scheduled. The NFL made that decision last night. One of the main reasons is resource allocation. You need to have like 100, 150 first responder, police, on hand to put on an NFL game. And in Los Angeles right now, those folks all need to be somewhere else. And so that's one of the main reasons they decided to move it. In the meantime, the Rams, you see here, were able to practice yesterday at their facility. They sent some players home early because another fire had broken out near the facility, and people wanted to be able to check on their homes. As of now, the Rams are still scheduled to practice as normal today, but they're monitoring the air quality to make sure it's safe. And if not, they would move it probably to SoFi Stadium.
Okay, so one way or another, that's obviously a story that is well larger than football. The decision to move it seems to everyone to be the right one and the obvious one. They'll play the game, and we look forward to watching it on Monday night on ESPN and ABC. Now, Dan, let's run the hurry up because there's a lot of injury news going into this wild card weekend, and so much of it coming from the game between the Packers and the Eagles, starting with Green Bay's quarterback.
Jordan Love was a full participant in practice yesterday for Green Bay with that elbow injury, which is a really good sign, obviously, that he should be good to go. Been given no indication all week that he wouldn't play. Obviously, questions about, will the elbow affect him, but you see him here throwing in practice. Nothing, doesn't seem like anything special on his arm there. It seems like he should be fine to play. Same with the Eagles quarterback, Jalen Hurts, who's been in concussion protocol since December 22nd. He was a full participant in practice on Thursday for the first time since entering concussion protocol. That's a key step. It seems like the only step he has left to clear is to be cleared by the independent neurotrauma consultant to play on Sunday, barring a setback, barring a recurrence of concussion symptoms. He should be good to go for that game Sunday. And the other question is, will he have his top wide receiver, A.J. Brown, who's dealing with a knee injury? He did not practice at all on Thursday. I've been told the Eagles expect him to play in the game, and that the reason they held him out of practice Thursday was as part of a rest plan to make sure that he's at his best come Sunday. But he is dealing with a knee issue, and it's something worth watching as to whether it'll affect him in the game.
That feels enormously significant to me. Let's deal with both sides of this thing, Lewis. Let's start with the Eagles side of this. You've got a quarterback who's coming back, hasn't played in a long time. Will there be some rust? Will they call the game differently based upon him coming off the concussion? Now, all of a sudden, A.J. Brown has a knee. We assume he'll play, but who knows if he'll be at his best. Yeah. I'm thinking if I'm Green Bay, and this is just me, and you tell me, no matter what happens, Saquon Barkley is not beating me in this game. Right? I'm going to make someone whose name is not Saquon beat me in this game.
Yeah, obviously they're going to allocate significant resources, to use that phrase, to try and limit Saquon. So is every other team. And he still went over 2K. The guys, that's special. The running game is just that.
So pleased to have you along. This should be a good one. We're set. And off we go here on EA Sports. On the return, here comes Cordero Patterson. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. So they come to the line for first down and 10. Now a first carry for the Alabama product, Najee Harris. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. On first down, right back to Harris. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's second down. They'll give it to Harris again. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Another run here with Harris. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's second down. They're going to run out of the gun, and here's Harris. He'll pop this ahead for about 4, but it will set up third down. Out of the gun, here's Russ. That is hot! And he will get into the end zone. Calvin Austin. Touchdown, Steelers. Chris Boswell on for the point after. It's up and good. And the Steelers will take a 7-0 lead. Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. This kick is fielded in the end zone, but no move to bring it out. It's touchback, and that ball will come out to the 30-yard line. Right to the air goes Daniels. They try to set up the screen, but this one doomed from the start. It's incomplete. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. Luke McCaffrey, the intended receiver. Now it's going to be 3rd down. From the shotgun on 3rd down, Daniels. 15-yard pickup there. 1st down, Washington.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
Off he goes.
Now on 3rd and forever, he'll look to throw. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. A final shot before break. Daniels slings this deep from McLaurin. And got his man complete. He's to the 15. And he's in for the touchdown.
Because it is so simple. It's something that these two have done and thrown together for years and years. Maybe not to each other, but since Pop Warner. They've been running the go route. Just run right by him, and if you're even, you're leaving, and I'm going to drop it right over the top.
Now to throw. And the conversion is no good as that pass falls incomplete.
Going to be a little armchair quarterback after that call. Looked like the defense knew exactly what was coming.
Well, time making this all but impossible, but they're going to try for the onside kick here anyway. And this is going to be covered up by the Commanders. That should just about lock up the win. Washington finishes the return to the end zone. Touchdown! The Commanders picked up the fumble and ran it home.
He gets it to go, and the Commanders will move out to a 14-7 lead. Seibert now following the touchdown. He's out to kick it away. And we'll see a return here from his own end zone. Not much on the return. They'll stop him at the 17. Boy, some bulk in the formation on that right side here for 1st and 10. A play fake. Now it's I fumbled the football. And the defense has it. And there it is. The defense comes up with the big...
Robinson will score. Touchdown, Commanders. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the fourth.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
All right, now a big two-point conversion attempt still to come. Daniels going to try and throw for it. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Oh, no, he lost the football. And he will get into the end zone, and a two-point conversion will cut this down to a 6-point game.
Here's Eckler. And he's brought down for a loss. The Commanders in the hurry up. They're hustling for the line. To throw. That's complete. Here's Brown. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. Here he is to throw. Someone got a piece of that downfield throw, but it is caught anyway. And that's a Washington touchdown. So there's part one, Brock. They get the touchdown that they desperately needed. Now, you'd imagine, comes a try for two.
Yeah, and this might be just as tough as to go get that touchdown they just did because, well, they work on two-point conversions, but they're difficult.